How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting and welcome back to Mamiya, where it's been a while and it's been really hectic and scattered because of just scheduling. But hey, as long as things are going well in the editing process, this should be coming on Friday like it should be. I hope you guys are excited. It helps that I've had 2 series to wrap up, so like I'm in that whole phase of kind of figuring out how I'm going to do stuff where and when and how, so keep that in mind. But we had the wrap party for Enigma, announced that we're going to be doing a return to the House of Fata Morgana, Requiem of Innocence, starting on Wednesdays, and that means that we're also going to having a wrap party on Monday for Love Love, Photon Flowers, Photon Melodies. Just FYI, if you're interested in any of that at all, check it out. Also, you may notice in this recording, I have a bit of a ouch right here. I don't know, I almost said boo-boo, and I was like, that's terrible. So I was having issues. I was trying to do homework. My cat kept jumping on my desk and like trying to lay on my keyboard. So I decided to put him away, right? So I pick him up, I carry him upstairs. I'm going to put him in a bedroom. And he kind of clued into what was going on. He did not like it at all because he was trying to get my attention. He mostly just wanted more food. He's on a diet. He's not supposed to eat a ton, so he gets grumpy. He decided to take it out on me, and as I was turning a corner, he spun around in my arms and swiped at me. And thankfully, I closed my eye, and he clawed my eyelid rather than my eyeball. But it's still really, really painful, and it doesn't look great. But what can you do? At least it's not bleeding a ton. Honestly, I was worried it was a lot worse than it looks like it is, but we'll see. Cross our fingers. No major issues. But yeah, so if I look a little funny or puffy-eyed, that's because of the dang cat. But yeah, so now we're back in Mamiya. Let's jump in. So we are kind of we had a really fun adventure kind of with everybody, kind of being friendly and doing stuff, bonding. It was really good. But apparently we're going to be focusing on somebody. And so we're supposed to make a choice here of who do we pursue specifically. Slender, elegant silhouette, a curvy, roundish silhouette, a smoke-soaked silhouette, or a tall, calming silhouette. So the smoke one is going to be Morichika. The tall, calming silhouette is going to be So. Curvy, roundish silhouette is got to be, what's his name? Minamo, the one with the different colored eyes. And a slender, elegant silhouette, I'm guessing, is going to be, oh gosh, I know his name. I know what he looks like mostly. So it's who do we pick? I don't know who we pick. Is going to be good things or bad things going to happen? I have no idea. I'm guessing bad, but I'm going to hope that it's going to be good. So when I'm faced with this choice, I'm going to have to try and go with my favorite. And I believe my favorite is the slender, elegant silhouette. So we'll see. But, I'm going to lock myself in, even if it's not the path I thought it was, based on Ryou. That's it. I believe this is Ryou. And, I really enjoyed him as a character. I like him as a story. I like his little sister. Everything's really great about him. So I'm going to try and follow him. I believe this is his. So let's do it. I saw a slender, elegant silhouette. I followed it with my gaze for a short while, only to realize it belonged to... Yes! Huh? That's Kikuchi Ryou. What's he doing here? Just as I was about to call out, a man standing next to Ryou swung his fist at him. Right. Before I even had the chance to yell a warning, he ducked out of the way and delivered a kick that sent the man staggering backwards. Huh? As his assailant fell to the ground, Ryou followed up with a kick to the intestine, with an intense elbow blow to his face. Followed up the kick. Okay, I thought he was kicking with his elbow, and I was like, that's not what it's trying to say. So he elbows him in the face. Fetch! I watched in silent awe as Kikuchi Ryou casually dusted himself off. He took mere seconds to beat a guy twice his age. As Ryou sighed and prepared to leave, he noticed me staring at him. Even from a distance, I could tell that our eyes had met. His were extremely hurt. He looked away and left in the opposite direction without saying a word. Wait. I wanted to call out to him, but the words got stuck in my mouth. He looked so lonely, it made me hesitate. Left standing alone in the light of the street lamps, I fell deep in thought. Right, I got this. I then clenched my fist and turned around. Come on, let's do karaoke today. Why? We just did it. We just went yesterday. Go by yourself if you really have to. Oh, sorry. It's fine. What the heck? That was creepy. I have no shift today. Guess I'll go to the supermarket or something. Hey, what's with that guy? Huh? The one that's in the trench coat? Maybe he's a detective. That'd be way too cliche. Trench coat. Got loud. Ah! Really loud. Ah! Jeez. Okay. Ugh. He's here from Minato, not me. I'll just go. Oh, Kikuchi! He finally showed up. I waved at him in a way he would notice. The students around him became austere, with Kikuchi Ryou himself freezing in place. What does he want with Kikuchi? Wait, what if he is something? What if it's something dodgy? Is Kikuchi hanging out with the wrong crowd? What's with all the noise? As I looked around in confusion, Kikuchi Ryou snapped out of his daze and looked, or rather glared, straight at me. What do you want? I just thought I'd come see you. I moved my bangs away, making people around us raise shrill voices for some reason. Look, just come with me. He grabbed me by the arm and dragged me away from the school gate. Why'd you come to see me? Kikuchi Ryou still had his eyebrows furrowed. Is this about yesterday? Huh? What do you mean? I tilted my head in confusion. I mean, weren't you disappointed in me? I ended up resorting to violence back there. He hung his head, but his words filled me with relief. Aha! No, that's not it. I knew very well how good of a person he was. I figured I would start seeing you off to school from now on, and then pick you up as well, of course. Huh? People start fights with you because you're always alone, but here's the thing. I'm an adult, so with me around, it'll be harder for them to get to you. I puffed out my chest. Kikuchi Ryou was stunned into silence for a moment, then let out a disbelieving sigh. Are you a dumbass? Huh? I thought it was a pretty good plan. A lanky guy like you would just get snapped in half. Snapped? Come on, be realistic. I mean, I've been pretty diligent with my daily push-ups and everything. Right. It'd be like me trying to be your bodyguard. Be like, yeah, I got this, bro. No, I don't got this. As I muttered all that, Kikuchi Ryou began walking away, but I managed to stop him before I could go too far. I'm an adult. And as an adult, I could protect you. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Do whatever you want. The entire time I was with him, he wasn't attacked once. Holding toilet paper that said 1 per customer, I made sure he got back home safe and sound. See, it worked. We were just lucky. But hey, you also got some extra bargain goods. That's true. As he fell silent, I put the toilet paper on the door with a broad smile, then turned around. Well, Kikuchi, bye-bye. I don't know. I feel like Matane would have made more sense there. Though he didn't look too happy, he still saw me off as I left the residential area. Okay, I was really glad he didn't get attacked today. Even someone like me could protect him. The sheer giddiness I felt inside me made me smile. From now on, I'd do my best to lessen his load and make his life a little easier. I think if there is anybody who needs a lessen load, it'd be him or Minato, cause like both of them have it really rough. Look, he's here again. Oh, the trench coat guy everyone's been talking about. Kikuchi Ryou sure is late today. With the sun already set, the wintry chill in the air had begun to seep into my skin. Natsumi, what are you here? Tojo, are you done with class for today? Oh, yeah, I'm on my way from my part-time job. Have you seen Kikuchi Ryou anywhere? Is he on cleaning duty or something? Hearing the desperation in my voice, he made an awkward expression. Ryou left during the second period. Kikuchi Ryou! He's like, what? Why did you leave me? I can't believe you came again. Well, of course I did. I could have sworn you just did it on a whim yesterday. I'm a man of my word. And I promise to protect you. Protect me, huh? What must I do? Tell me. Well, if you insist. You can start by waiting outside. You're being too loud. All right. I zoomed outside and waited. Good man. Throwing the occasional glimpse inside, I saw Kikuchi Ryou make a bitter expression as he avoided looking at me. God. Kikuchi, is that man over there a complainer or something? He might be something even worse. As I was still waiting outside in the winter evening, his sight never reached me. Wow, you actually waited for me. Huh? Oh! Apparently, I'd fallen asleep while standing. Don't sleep outside, you dummy. They'll just end up catching a cold, dummy. I'm not a dummy. My name's Natsume. I was still shaking from head to toe, so that probably wasn't very convincing. At any rate, he was completely right. Come in. Huh? You're not going home? I think I can get you some warm water, at least. Thanks. You're like a dog. Huh? Nothing. Just come in. By the time I'd had my warm water and we left the shop, the sun had completely set. I mean, I understand if you're really cold drinking warm water, but I hate, water doesn't have a taste, but it does. And warm water is awful. The night sky was positively littered with stars. Wow, look how clear the stars are. The stars, huh? How romantic of you. I get that a lot. That wasn't a compliment, but whatever. Don't look at them too much, though. Why? They're so beautiful. If you don't look straight. Hey. You could end up running into a butthole like this. Jeez, you draw people like that like a magnet. Whatever. They come at me. I beat them up. Simple as that. There's no end to them, though. Did the rumor that Kikuchi Ryou could beat anyone in a fight spread far and wide among the delinquents? Was that why they kept happening? Then just avoid them and... No, I'm not running away. The light in his eyes made me falter. But I don't want to see you get hurt. Then what am I supposed to do? Become a punching bag for them? Yeah, that's not happening. Use me, Kikuchi Ryou. I'll be your shield. Sensing the palpable desperation in my voice, he widened his eyes. Like heck I could do that. He took my hand and ran. Kikuchi Ryou was like the wind, and merely keeping up with him was a challenge in itself. Interesting. Okay, think we lost him. Phew, that was close. My breathing had ground ragged with the flattening beads of sweat trickling down my forehead. Meanwhile, Ryou looked the same as ever. You're completely out of your mind, you know that? I'll take that as a compliment. Don't. We're lucky that things turned out all right this time. And really, I don't mind having to deal with this crap when it's just me. But there's no need for you to get involved now, is there? He made a pained expression. Does that mean you were protecting me? He returned my smile with a look of mixed shock and exhaustion. Look, let's just end this. He then turned around and walked away with large, broad steps. Watching him walk away, looking so prideful and gallant, I simply couldn't find the right words to tell him. To me, Natsume Soichiro, Kikuchi Ryou, was like the protagonist of a story. It's unlikely you would remember, and probably didn't even intend it in the first place, but you already saved me once. He kept quiet about it because I knew you'd just call it hypocrisy. But that day, you were my personal hero. And ever since then, I've often found myself wanting to become like you. I really like Ryou as a character. It was spring. Whoa, wait, what? I, Natsume Soichiro, had money taken from me. Oh, okay, this is in the past. Huh? What are you looking at? No matter what, he told, the young man wouldn't stop giving them a beast-like glare. Answer me when I'm talking to you. One of the men surrounding me raised his fist. Kikuchi dodged it with literally little to no effort, slipping the man's side and punching him square in the jaw. Gah! The brilliance of the battle that followed was such that I, merely seated in place, felt the world had been sped up. His movements were graceful, agile, and nimble. As I did my best to follow each and every one of them, the dark-skinned youth was soon the only one left standing. Thank you so much for helping me. The next moment, I felt a dreadful chill down my spine. The young man's intense, fiery gaze bore into me. We locked eyes for a second, then off he went. The last thing I remember about the encounter was the flower petal that landed on my nose. That's freaking adorable. I'm back. Midori. You're late, Ryou. Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting? I'm back. Alright. I'll do my best not to miss him today. Excuse me. The students reported seeing a suspicious fellow outside. Suspicious? That can't have been me. I've been here for a friend. As I tried to clear up the misunderstanding, a familiar haircut popped into my peripheral vision. Kikuchi Ryou. You again? Hey, we're not done talking. I grabbed Kikuchi by the wrist and gave him a pleading look. He's someone I know. You don't need to worry about him. Sorry for the confusion. I see. You're acquainted with Kikuchi, eh? Make sure you don't cause any trouble. Of course. Thanks for the help. If you hadn't come, I'd be... I told you, stay out of my business. Nothing good's gonna come of that. The speed at which he shook off my hand made me crack with a wry grin. Blech, couldn't say that one. I looked down and noticed something strange about his wrist. Is that a bruise? What happened? He was surprised for a moment, then slipped his hand behind him. Nothing. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. But you didn't even get into a fight yesterday, so then why... Who cares? Anyway, there's another sale today. Eggs are for cheap. Come. Under my normal circumstances, he'd never suggest something like that. It was pretty clear he was trying to avoid the subject. Did you at least treat it? It might swell if you leave it like that. Was it caused by a blow, or did you sprain it? God, get off my back. Look, I know I'm being nosy. I don't know the cause. I'm telling you, get off my back already. There's nothing you can do. The bitter expression on his face seemed all too familiar. Is this about your family? How do you know that? Well, if it is, it's all the more reason to not ignore it. Look, it's fine. It's not like I'd have anywhere else to go. I mean, I could probably get on my own just fine. But what about Midori? How can I support the both of us? Kikuchi... Ryou? I mean, children can't choose where they're born, now can they? He cracked a self-degrading smile. I desperately tried to think of something to say to him. I didn't want to see him make such a disheartened expression. What could I say to make him cheer up at least a little bit? I think it probably would have been better if I wasn't born at all. The words that escaped his mouth made my mind go blank. Did I hear him right? Kikuchi Ryou was my personal hero. Why would he say something like that? Next thing I knew, I was crying my eyes out. Huh? Hey! Why would you say that? You need to treasure yourself more. Please. Come on, dude. Don't cry. You have to. I kept on repeating it like someone in a trance. It clearly made him uncomfortable. Should I buy you a donut? No. Are you dehydrated? No. Are you hurt somewhere? I'm worried about you. He made a deeply perplexed expression. Please don't cry. I'm begging you. I can't calm down. I just don't know how to handle this. Same here. The more you belittle yourself, the more helpless I feel. It makes me want to do something for you. Please try to understand me. I hung my head with tears still flowing down my cheeks. Kikuchi Ryou placed a hand on my back. He wasn't much of a talker, so this must have been the most he could muster. Kikuchi Ryou, if you don't mind, could you... There they are. I finally found you. Hearing that low, unfamiliar voice made me immediately tense up and turn around. The man we'd avoided yesterday seemed to have returned with his posse in tow. It ain't like you to run, Kikuchi. There's a certain someone who won't rest until we teach you a lesson, you know? Some of the men in the group were even armed. There was no way we could handle them with just the two of us. Natsume! His yell jolted me back to reality. Crap. I was left all alone and surrounded. Kikuchi Ryou was experienced enough to know the odds and instantly ran away, and it was already some distance behind. I had to run too, but before I could take my first step, my vision was distorted. Hey! Hey, Natsume! My focus was off. My feet barely supported me. What was happening? Did someone punch me? The men inched closer and closer. There was nowhere to run. Ryou, you have to get away! Forget about me! I shouted as hard as I could, but before I could finish, someone smacked me in the back of the head and knocked me unconscious. Well, that doesn't bode well. Please let Kikuchi Ryou escape. Let him find a path in life where he won't have to resort to violence he hated so much. It was cold. Ugh. I woke up to the feeling of droplets touching my cheek. I was still in half daze and could only see the ground. A cold sensation ran along my nose again. What was this? I looked up and saw a man's hand. Several of the thugs lay on the ground, and in the distance, cradled by the winter breeze, was Kikuchi Ryou standing all by himself. Oh. What the fetch? Did you freaking kill them, dude? The first snowfall of the season had arrived. My consciousness returned in an instant. Kikuchi Ryou, why? Hadn't he escaped? What was with all the blood? Why? Why did he... How? Struggling to stave off the fresh waves of pain that had returned to right along with my consciousness, I tried going to him, but immediately I realized I was in no condition to move. The dry, ceaseless falling snow made fresh blood look all the more beautiful. I had to go to him. If I didn't, it would happen all over again. Kikuchi, hurry to the hospital. Hurry, hurry. I struggled to form a sentence to no avail. Melting into the chilly breeze, my words never reached him. The pain returned like an old friend as the snow fell upon my body. My eyelids were heavy. I couldn't allow myself to drift off, not now. I had to save him. Kikuchi, Ryou! When I called out to him as loudly as I could, he looked back from beyond the veil of snow. His leopard-like eyes met mine, and before I knew it, I was running to him. Was it sudden adrenaline rush? Moments earlier, I couldn't even move a muscle. But by looking into his eyes, I somehow regained enough strength to stand up. Sumi. Why? Why? You seem okay. The closer I came, the stronger the scent from iron became. Why? There's blood! Oh, this. I just cut my head. Don't worry about it. His words didn't reach me. I saw only red. The smell of blood had robbed me of all my sense of reason. Whoa, hey, you're getting all pale. I was overcome by regret. It's my fault. You only came back because of me. You could have avoided them if I wasn't here. Natsumi, I said I would protect you, but look at me now. After all you've done for me, I'm still just... Oh, what? I misclicked. My voice rang out into dry air. Meanwhile, the snow had yet to show any signs of letting up. Two injured men, both covered in blood, were just standing in a place, doing nothing. I wanted to change, I really did. But this entire situation was caused by my own weakness. I told him I was an adult, that I could protect him, yet this was the result. I couldn't do a single thing. After everything he'd given me, I was powerless to return his kindness. There was no point in having a body of an adult if you still retained the soul of a child. I wanted to act in a way befitting my physical appearance. I wanted to become a kind of 23-year-old adult who could protect him. I woke up feeling different from normal. My consciousness was strangely clear, perhaps because of the wounds, but I couldn't quite tell. The pain itself was manageable too. It felt almost like my senses had become duller. Anyway, I had to change. I had to become someone who could protect Kikuchi Ryo. I had to think and act for his sake. Hey. Ugh. Haven't seen you in a day. Are your wounds all right? Natsumi. Sorry I couldn't contact you. Anyway, let's go. All right. Kikuchi Ryo stopped in place, making me tilt my head in confusion. It's nothing. Was he just shocked you actually came back? I see. Hey, did you go to school with that wound? I made a brief chuckle as we walked, but he answered it with a glare. I sterilized it myself. You mean you didn't go to the hospital? Oh, right. I guess you didn't call them because they'd also end up helping those thugs. As I nodded to myself in understanding, Ryo looked like he was about to say something, but then chose not to. You should at least bandage yourself. It won't heal well if it's exposed to the outside air. I took out some bandages from my shopping bag. I bought them mostly as replacements, but if he had nothing to begin with, I could use them right away. I made the visibly surprised Kikuchi sit on a bench and kneel down as I began to spread out the bandage. Keep still. He seemed discontent, but didn't actually try to stop me from treating him. Here, too. You're making such a big deal out of it. Well, I'm not gonna let these bandages get recycled in next year's Halloween props. They should be used as intended. It's what's best for both me and the bandages. Smiling at his awkward expression, I made him roll up his sleeve. He had an astonishing amount of scars covering his body. Wow. Hurry up. Huh? Oh, right. Not every day a high school student had this many wounds. What kind of life was he leading? He hated violence, but was completely surrounded by it. He kept going for his sister's sake, though, even if no one understood him. That tickles. Bear with it. What a strong, profound, yet lonely person. Once I was done treating all the wounds that stood out, I noticed someone looking at me. I could feel the temperature within me drop. Natsumi? He must have noticed that subtle shift in my expression. Oh, I'm fine. Anyway, I bandaged your wound. You can go now. But you... So he did notice. He was as sharp as you'd expect. I'm all right. What do you mean? Are you about to do something crazy again? I could ask the same about you. You can't go pulling stunts like that like the one you did 2 days ago. Maybe you're right, but I think we should at least run away together. No, let's split up. They'd split up too. I made my suggestion with a smile. Kikuchi Ryo spent a moment in thought considering if it was really a good idea. Come on, Midori's waiting for you. I went on to interrupt his train of thought. Hearing Midori's name finally made him look up. Once you lose them, go back home without waiting for me to contact you, and make some good food for her. You better show up tomorrow. When he lightly pulled the collar of my trench coat, I simply smiled back at him. I was walking through a silent, empty area. They were coming after me. I figured that, instead of going straight for Kikuchi Ryo, who could beat several people all by himself, they would decide to use me as a hostage. Which was fine, really. I wanted them to come after me, and me alone. After some walking, I came upon an abandoned back alley. Interesting, what's his plan here? Turning around, I noticed several youths surrounding me. Some faces were familiar, others were new. Hey, I know where you work and where you live. Huh? I told them about all the information I had spent a good portion of yesterday collecting. Finding out where they live was easy. It was part of the nameless mass that they had rather patterned lives. And now that I knew where they belonged, I was in control. It wasn't due to my role as a spectator, but rather the fact that I was a 23-year-old adult working as a detective. Could you stop trying to hurt him? How did you... I cracked a light smile. Don't underestimate adults. I felt my fingers become chilly. I noticed myself becoming awfully cold-hearted from time to time. It was an emotion I'd never felt back when I was alive. I was being affected by my body. It was the 23-year-old frame I'd wished for, the body of a calm, collected adult who had the power to protect others. I gave the name Natsumi to a member of the nameless mass, and the background now began to follow, creating an adult detective who excelled at investigation. I couldn't stop my soul from growing closer to my body. Interesting. So did he hijack another person's life, or did he create a body out of his own wishes? It's weird. I wish I understood. Midori, do you have any handkerchiefs? I put them in the froggy bag. Snacks to share with everyone? I have the Momiji Manju. Did you get everything? Are you really going to be okay? Maybe I should go with... Jeez, you're being annoying. I mean, sleepovers are a big deal. It'll be fine. Can you sleep alone? Call me if you feel lonely. Is this the right address? Come on, I said it'll be fine. I'm going. Stay safe, and remember to greet the parents. Midori, I peeled the oranges for you. Oh, right. She's staying over at Mika's place. I don't have a shift today, so I guess I could always just get to her if I needed. I've got nothing to do, though. Hello. Oh, Natsumi. Sorry for calling you like this. No problem. I'm actually glad you did. So what's up? I'm preparing for the worst. Ah, spoken like a true older brother. What were you doing all this time? Nothing. So, were you watching TV or something? No. I was just sitting around. I've been at it for 8 hours now. Fetch, man. You need to get doing something. Have you eaten? Skipping food for a day isn't a big deal. Yes, it is. Aren't you hungry? I can endure it. Why? I could even skip 3 days if I really wanted to. Are you fasting? Is this a religious thing? You're still in your growth spurt, so why? I don't like eating. It grosses me out to have something enter me. I bought some strawberry donuts, though. That's different. Oh, you got eye twinkles. I cracked a smile as Kikuchi Ryo's eyes lit up. I'll do it. I'll cook some food for you. Huh? He looked at me with his cheeks full of donut. I'm quite the cook, you know. I'll whip up something good and it'll make you forget you ever had a fear of food. Kikuchi made a face like he'd just swallowed something bitter. How rude. Ugh, just watch me. There, done. Chicken ballantine with a seasonal vegetable, a salmon, and fruit papillote. Papillote. I don't know French. I don't even know what this is. I like the veggies and the salmon. They sound good. Puppy, what? He looked at me with suspicious expression. I was about to repeat myself, but he stopped me. You're gonna change me for this, aren't you? I'm not touching it then. You're gonna charge me for this. Do I look like some kind of scam artist? Well, well, fine. Guess I'll try it. I think it was like a little home date. This is cute. Thanks for the food. You're welcome. Cleaned your plate, huh? Well, you went and made it for me, so, you know. And did you like it? Yeah. You did? I'm so glad. I can make more for you some other time if you want. Sure, that'd be nice. Kikuchi Ryo, after this I'm home. Oh boy. The pleasant mood vanished in an instant. I could tell the voice had sent a chill down Kikuchi Ryo's spine. His eyes opened wide. Kikuchi Ryo, is that... You have to leave. Now. Huh? I brought you shoes here. What? Wait, shouldn't I leave through the front door? Go this way. He pointed at the window. Are you serious? Ryo, you home? Just go already. Looking visibly panicked, he ended up basically pushing me out through the window. Hey, Kikuchi Ryo! Before I could finish, the window had closed. His mother had come home, and he knew I wanted to say something to her. despite that, he... Jeez, he didn't have to throw me out into the cold like that. Bothered by the cold gravel under my socks, I hastily slipped on my shoes. I told you, didn't I? Ugh. I told you, leave Kikuchi Ryou alone. Come on, dude, you're being unreasonable. Unreasonable? Look who's talking. You're the ones who tried to ambush me. I'm merely acting in self-defense. Wait, so he can actually fight them now? After putting away my mace and police-grade stun gun. Oh, well, there you go. I left the back alley. How are things today? I think we're going to stop here. My throat's giving out a little bit. I think it's been a good episode. Lots of stuff going on, and oh boy, well, that was interesting. First of all, Natsumi, good job. You kind of you're muscling up, and with your like police grade mace and stun baton, naturally you could win. Freaking awesome. And then like I like how he and Ryou are like bonding very closely. Ryou is like my man. I like him a lot. I love Midori. She's amazing. I want to see them have a happy ending. I hope that we can get to one. I'm doubting we will, but gosh darn it, I'm glad I picked this route. So I'm excited to see how it goes. I wonder if we get to go through all the routes, like we were able to go through all the routes in the first part. But yeah, this has been a good one so far. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think of Ryou and the bonding we have going between him and Natsumi here? What do you think of the situation? Do you see any actual resolutions happening here? I don't know. I hope so, but we'll have to see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you spending your time. Thank you especially to the patrons. Remember, they helped me select to play this game, so thank you so much for their support. And as always, any support you guys give me, whether it's a like, a subscribing, commenting, or just watching the video, like it helps me out a lot. It helps the channel grow, helps YouTube know that this isn't like a bunch of garbage and suppress me out of the blue, because they YouTube does that. So I appreciate it, because everything you give, it helps every bit a little bit more. So thank you so much for that care and your time. And like I hope that you continue to enjoy this series and the other series we're going to be covering. Remember, we got more Muv-Luv on the way on Mondays. We're going to have the House of Fata Morgana, the kind of the sequel prequel, I'm calling it, because I'm not really sure what exactly it is, but it's gonna be the House Fata Morgana, for it's really good. So like, hope you'll join me for that, and just for whatever future videos we have in store. So thank you so much. Until the next video, watching me. See me next. I'll see you there.